Many years ago, a girl named Dorothy lived on the Kansas prairie with her aunt and uncle. One day she was playing in the yard with her little dog Toto when a cyclone came roaring towards them. They ran into the house, but the cyclone was so strong that it lifted the house off the ground with the girl and the dog inside. The house flew and flew until finally it landed with a thud in Blue Mountain Country. It was a colorful and lively place. Dorothy and Toto were very surprised to find themselves there. The Munchkins were happy to welcome Dorothy, as her house had fallen on the cruel wicked witch of the East. Finally, they were free of this terrible witch. Dorothy met the good witch of the North. To thank Dorothy, the witch kissed her. The kiss would protect her from evil. She also gave Dorothy a pair of musical silver shoes that had belonged to the wicked witch of the East. Dorothy wanted to go home to her aunt and uncle. She was told the only person who could help her was
If you think it could be serious, ask me to call emergency services or someone you trust.
the Wizard of Oz in the Emerald City. To find him, follow this yellow brick road, the good witch told her. Along the way, Dorothy met a talking scarecrow. She was quite surprised. I can do many things, but sadly I do not have brains, he told her. The scarecrow wanted a brain more than anything else. Dorothy suggested that he go to see the Wizard of Oz with her, as she was sure the wizard could grant the scarecrow's wish. Then they met a tin man who wanted a heart, and a lion looking for a little courage. The four of them walked together. They were all going to ask the Wizard of Oz to make their dreams come true. The four travelers reached the Emerald City, the capital of this magical kingdom. At the gate, they had to put on special eyeglasses so they would not go blind. The eyeglasses made everything look green and beautiful. The four friends went to see the Wizard of Oz. He met with them one at a time and looked different to each one. For Dorothy, he took the form of a giant head. The wizard promised to help Dorothy, but he told her that first he would need to get rid of the wicked witch of the West, who ruled over Yellow Windy Country. The group headed west, ready to meet the challenge in order to get what they desired so very much. But the wicked witch of the West could see them from far away, and she sent a pack of wolves after them. The Tin Man got rid of the wolves, so she sent a flock of crows. The scarecrow frightened them off. Finally, she sent an army of flying monkeys. The flying monkeys captured Dorothy and her friends and carried them to the wicked witch of the West. The wicked witch of the West put them in prison. The lion was not given anything to eat. The statue and the Tin Man were broken down into thousands of pieces. Dorothy, who was still protected by the teeth the Good Witch of the North had bestowed upon her, was forced to be a servant. One day the Wicked Witch of the West tried to steal Dorothy's silver shoes. Dorothy threw a bucket of water on the witch to defend herself, and the witch melted. The Winkies were so happy to be free of the terrible witch that they helped Dorothy put the statue and the Tin Man back together again. They also asked the Tin Man to be their new king. He was very happy and accepted, but first he wanted to help Dorothy get home to her aunt and uncle. The four friends went to see the Wizard of Oz again. They made a shocking discovery. The wizard did not have magical powers after all. He was a ventriloquist who had traveled to Oz on a hot air balloon. He was a kind and wise man though, and he offered to bring Dorothy home on his hot air balloon. Unfortunately, the balloon lifted off before Dorothy and Toto had gotten on board. They remained on the ground as the wizard sailed through the sky. Dorothy decided to turn to Glinda, the Good Witch of the South, for help. Glinda lived in a red, crumbling country. Dorothy and her friends began their journey. Along the way, the lion was very courageous, and as a result, he was crowned king of the forest. Then they reached the witch. Dorothy learned to her surprise that all along she had something that would have let her go home. The silver shoes would show her the way. Dorothy picked up Toto, tapped her heels together 3 times, and finally went home to Kansas and her aunts and uncle.